If you're anything like me, you've always had trouble getting your PC or console connected to the internet through Ethernet. Luckily, we live in 2026 and there are hacks to get lightning fast wired internet in any room of your house without changing a single thing with your house's wiring. When I was younger, I wanted to play Xbox in my room, but my router was in my basement and I just couldn't wire Ethernet through 2 floors in my house. I live in a house that was built when cable was king, which means all around me there are these coaxial outlets. They're little outlets with a spiral on them. Almost everyone watching this video cut cable a long time ago and switched to streaming services. Although, whether that was a good thing is little debated. But that means there's unused infrastructure all around us just waiting to be repurposed. This is a MoCA adapter, or Multimedia over Coax Alliance adapter. After setting it up, the Ethernet in my room is almost exactly the same as the Ethernet in my basement. These adapters allow you to hack or repurpose wiring throughout your house to carry an internet signal. So how does it do that? These coax cables going all through your house are built to carry all sorts of things, like cable TV or your internet connection. Very likely your internet works like mine does, and it's carried into your home through a coax cable. That sounds confusing because we usually think of coax as a TV cable, but the truth is that our home internet consists of a few pieces. Let me explain. This is a modem. It handles all the internet traffic coming through our houses. When we talk to our internet service provider, it talks to our modem. This is our router. It plugs right into the modem with both of their special ports and handles our network. Your Wi-Fi is your router. All of your Ethernet cords plug directly into your router, and your router broadcasts your Wi-Fi all around it. The router is the celebrity here. To connect to the internet, our modem has to be connected to something from the outside world. In order to do that, there are a few different options, like through satellite, coaxial cables, or through phone lines. Those are really old and used to sound like this. The one that brings in internet plugs directly into the modem, which then is fed into the router. You might be thinking, if the internet is already fed in through coaxial cables, and there are coaxial cables running all through your house, can't you somehow use that to get internet right into your room already without the adapter? Yes, maybe. It'll be hard and there will be trade-offs. We can do this because if you had cable TV, somewhere in your house there will be one of these splitters. Hypothetically, if we can plug the internet cable into this middle port, then we can set up our base of operations somewhere else in the house. All we'd have to do is plug the modem into one of these outlets. Adding extra steps like this splitter can decrease signal strength. This is a big deal when we're talking about our modem, which is our one point of connection to the outside world. MoCA is a much better alternative because regardless of our modem and router's position in the house, if they're near one of these outlets, or even better, one of these splitters, we can get wired internet anywhere in the house, as easy as that. We can even have wired connections in multiple places in the house where the router isn't. In my case, I power the adapter, connect the Ethernet between the router and the adapter, and connect the adapter via coax to the top of the splitter. There are some important caveats. My original splitter is actually this one. You can tell if you have the same type as this one if it says SWIM on the front. This means it was originally designed to support satellite cable. Splitters like this one need an external power source, works mostly with signals outside of what MoCA wants, and it's structured unidirectionally, which means that the router can talk to the splitter, but the splitter can't talk back. Fixing this really wasn't an issue. I bought another splitter which was rated to work with MoCA for around $20. I swapped them out, which took me like 15 minutes, and then plugged the adapter right into the splitter. After that, I was good to go. The second thing you need to watch out for is making sure you're not still getting a cable connection. If there is, you don't really need to worry about it hurting the adapter, but it can hurt the signal or prevent it from working altogether. A great way to test this is to take an old TV with a coax port still on it, plug it in somewhere, and do a channel scan. If the scan fails, then we're all set to go setting up MoCA. Now, all we have to do is plug in the second adapter somewhere and run a speed test to make sure everything's working okay. Before we get to the real reasons you'd want to set this up, consider subscribing. It would help me out a lot. Now that we know how to set up MoCA, we can use it to do all sorts of stuff. Sure, you can use it to get better ping in Fortnite in your room, but there are a ton of other really cool applications. Because many smart TVs are where people used to have normal TVs, they have a coaxial outlet right behind them. If your smart TV buffers a lot, or for some reason you want to play a game on it, this is a great solution. A lot of the time, setting up a smart TV on the opposite end of a house from a router just isn't an option. With this thing, it becomes a whole lot more practical. We can also just plug in another router wherever the connection's spotty. Many routers have built-in functionality to be used as access points. Access points are great because they can extend your network anywhere in your house. All you have to do is plug in an Ethernet connection into the router. These are much better than Wi-Fi extenders. Extenders do their best to provide a connection to your router when they're just as far away from it as you are. If you need an extender, where you're putting it, the connection is probably already spotty. Just because you have full bars when using an extender doesn't mean it's actually doing what it's telling you it's doing. The extender might not have a clue what's going on. It's just telling you what it knows. And a lot of the time, it doesn't know anything at all. Of course, the upside of extenders is you don't need a physical connection. But with MoCA, you don't really need to worry about that. Setting up access points can be a little tricky depending on what router you're using. I tried using this old Spectrum router, but I just couldn't get it to work. I tried for probably 40 minutes, and I cannot tell you how angry this box made me. It just doesn't support being an access point. Luckily, I had this Belkin router from my grandpa, which is probably older than me. The UI when I connected to it was a little suspect, but it did support being used as an access point without any major setup. It took me like 3 clicks in typing in the IP I needed to use. These types of access points are actually industry standard when it comes to expanding your network. Just think like college campuses or office buildings. They don't use MoCA because it's not really a problem for them to wire Ethernet wherever it's needed to be, but for home applications, MoCA paired with one of these access points is super helpful. So if you have coaxial cables in your walls, MoCA is one of the cheapest, fastest, and most reliable ways to get Ethernet wherever you want it to be. If you like these kind of videos and have any suggestions of stuff you want me to cover next, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you again and have a good one.